Welcome to Astoria Film Festival 2020. Here's a recap of our filmmaker panel at our October 7th screening at Heart of Gold Bar, starring Chung-Gi Hong, Walid Sokar, Jenny Pearsall, and Katrina Siobhan.
My name is Chung-Gi from Korea. My film was a short documentary called Because They Were Hers. It was about the comfort woman, former sexual slave during World War II. The motivation I made this film was, first of all, it's actually kind of a big issue nowadays in Korea and Japan. We've been a lot of having this issue since a long time ago. And I thought I wanted to, tell everybody in the world because, I thought, this won't happen again.
Wrote, directed, filmed, and edited the film Quarantine with the Bananagrams. And I was just really interested in the shifting dynamics of people in quarantine and what it looks like when you've got this deep pit of despair and uncertainty, and how the cap of that iceberg is always these tiny little things that are very everyday and very relatable, but they have their roots in something that is so much larger and deeper.
Hi, my name is Walid. I'm a director of photography from Belgium, and my film Flashbang was the trailer of the film, which was basically, it's about a motorcyclist who his sister moves to the U.S. and a gang of guys realize that she's the sister of a famous guy, so they kidnap her for ransom, and now he's coming to basically get her back and pay them back in blood. So that was just a trailer, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
Is it a feature?
So this was filmed so I could get funding for the feature, and it's still waiting on hearing that, so it's still in the works.
It's Katrina Siobhan, and I'm a filmmaker, actress, and Violet was also a trailer. It's actually the opening scene of the film, and she's a double agent, Violet Davis, where I got the name Violet from, which is my character's name. Happened to have a grandmother. Her great-grandmother was a real double agent, and that's where I got the name from, but the story itself is completely original. She has a lot of secrets on the U.S. government. I think that plays a lot of facts in what's going on in politics today, and her cover's been blown. So the scene that you see is that the original aspect of her, her cover is blown and she's now on the run. So hopefully if everything goes well, it's going to be a feature and you guys can see the rest of it.
And if you guys want to talk a little about your backgrounds, what other things you're up to and your work, you want to start and go back down that way?
Background. Started dance at 3. Loved performing arts. It's just something I was born with. I used to come out into the kitchen to my mom and pretend like different characters and go back to my room and come back out and say, "Has someone looking for Katrina?" And I would put on these little scenarios since I was a kid. And I grew up in a very small town, so this is before social media, I didn't know any of this, TV and films, and we had dance school in my town, and that was basically it, and I just lived there every day.
Background is my dad was an architect engineer, and he loved cameras and old things in general. So I grew up around vintage cameras, and I grew up taking pictures, and I just got fascinated with lighting and shadows. And so I went to school at School of Visual Arts to study cinematography.
Oh,
and,
that's where they are.
Awesome.
Joseph behind you is waving. He's holding the banner in place.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to come from Belgium here to study that, and I studied under a great DP by the name of Igor Sonora, and he's very famous and he's great, and I learned everything I know from him. And since then, I graduated about 2012, and I've been professionally working in the field since then. Years ago, I wanted to kind of and experiment and do things that I can't really do with other directors on set. So that's where this is coming from, and I'm just trying to express myself visually through film on set by myself.
It seems to be working.
Thank you.
Gorilla
Appreciate
style.
it. Exactly.
Jenny?
Yeah, so I've been an actor for 10 plus years now. And I've also been a dancer and a singer, and I think, kind of to your point, I just started to feel like I wanted so much more creative control over the content and the angles and the words and just the whole composition of the storytelling. And so this is its own choreography of sorts to be able to write, direct, and film something as well as act in it. I mean, it's a really multifaceted, it's just a beautiful, wholehearted way of storytelling.
Absolutely.
I'm currently just signed on for season 2. I do over 5 different animation voiceovers for the Star Trek, which is super fun. It's a 1970s remake. Super fun. We did season 1 during quarantine, thank God. And we're about to start doing season 2. I'm also the creator, producer, and actor on The Glitch, which is a 1955 sci-fi comedy. Again, retro. I like retro. Which is really fun because I do a lot of location scouting and wardrobe for that as well. Passion project, you could say. I'm also working on a film that we're getting ready to shoot, which is about human trafficking. So, it's as a filmmaker, I think it's like kind of hard because you wanna work on so many different things. Like I say, there's not enough lifetimes in this life to make all the films that I want to make. Some are just for entertainment, for your creative aspect and your left brain, and then there's some that I do, like the human trafficking, which I'm going to be working with Rob here, who's here today, which I think is a huge, the United States has the most cases of international human trafficking and sex trafficking and child trafficking in the world, and I want to make a film about that, as far as many other films. So yes, it's just a matter of getting it all together and just like making them happen. And luckily we have people like you guys, our best friends and family, and to support us and make us keep going, because it's not easy, especially now, especially this time. So thanks to everybody who came and supported our films, right?
Absolutely.
And
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Woo!
Thank you to the filmmakers who created and submitted, because without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you.
And thank you, Nina.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out in a pandemic.
I know you can't see the smile, but it's
The
there.
eyes give it away. The eyes give it away. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you
Thank
all.
you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Please,
Oh,
and that was
I was jumping up and down.
Joseph did that trailer.
Woo!
Yeah. So Joseph and Gianna are at SVA, and Jordan, where's Jordan? There he is at NYU, and they're all doing film. And they're all sophomores?
I'm a freshman.
Freshmen.